Throughout the journey of life, we encounter struggles that prevent us from reaching our fullest potential. But this does not have to become our reality. Join me as your goal achievement strategist on a life-changing journey as I talk with various guests on how to experience breakthrough and obtain massive success in the 8 dimensions of life. Discover the power of living life purposely, joyfully, and gratefully with the Rise Above Show with Patricia Jo Grover.
I can't wait to introduce you to today's guest. Welcome to the Rise Above Show. This is Dr. Patricia Jo Grover, and today my show guest is Theresa Goss, Tigo. And let me tell you a little bit about Tigo. Oh my goodness, I am so honored to have her on the show. Tigo is an award-winning filmmaker and a media strategist known for her creativity and drive. She started her first business at age 10, becoming a best-selling author and a media trailblazer. Tigo launched the first all-in-one digital magazine for African Americans, and she has earned the prestigious awards like the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award. It's just amazing. And she has earned the Athena International TV and Producer Award. She's also the creator of the Now Honors and the SV Trailblazers Awards that she does an awards ceremony for people. So celebrating extraordinary men and women worldwide. Thank you for joining me today, Tigo.
Hey, thanks for having me. It's always great to hang out with Dr. Patty.
Yeah, there you go. Awesome. Well, so today you're sharing in the social dimension of life, which is in relationship to relationships basically, and how we interconnect with different people and with media. What's the best way, right?
Right.
All forms of media. Awesome. So I want to get started with the first segment of my show. I call This Grammy Doesn't Knit, She Cliches. So if you'll play along with me, I'd like to ask, is there a phrase or adage that somebody might have used with you when you were a child? And I want to know what that was and if it affected you negatively or positively, and how it may have affected your life to this point.
I guess the first one that comes to my mind is my mom used to say, you haven't been around the teacup long enough to find the handle. And for years, I just thought, okay, there's that wet behind the ears stuff and everything else. And my parents, they're from the South. So they said all these really cool phrases and things. But then I saw my grandson grab a cup and grab it by the cup and not the handle. And I was like, oh, I get it. It's like you haven't experienced it enough, or you don't have enough information about it to know how to properly tackle whatever that is or approach it. To know there is an easier way. There's a handle there. So your hands don't get too warm, and it's like my mom's been gone since 2007. But, I was like, Mom, I get it. It only took me 50 years, but I got it.
Yeah, that is so true. Again, so the words, I mean, there's so much wisdom that has been shared, and maybe somebody would have used different words to do that. But I'm sure in today's society, you'd use the same wisdom, but you back it up with other words and verbiage
Right.
that you share with people. And the reason why I do this, Tigo, is because I want to prove to our viewers and listeners and people all over the world that our words matter. They are so powerful with what we share with children, because that's when and people, we figured it out. That's when our belief windows are formed, and it affects it affects us in so many ways. And it is the words are so powerful, the ones that we use with others, but most importantly, the words we use with ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
Absolutely. And I've learned so much over the years. And yeah, we do have an easier way of saying things now, and less technical, because I'm a techie. I program in 19 languages, so I get a little technical from time to time. And it's just, pretty much everything is drag and drop now. You just got to take the time to figure it out, and then you can do it. You don't need programmers anymore, and the way we used to, and you don't need a lot of things the way it used to be now that AI is on board and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, you just got to do your research, man. Just don't run at it, jump in 2 feet without at least knowing what the temperature of the water is. That I'm just saying.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Tigo, you're always so real. And that's what I love about you and our communication and relationships, because you are always so real. So
Absolutely. That's the
fantastic.
point.
I
You
agree.
know,
I
that's the point. I don't come from a silver spoon family, as my uncle used to say, but when I was adopted into the family, that was the gift he gave me. I still have that silver spoon. He was like, you may not have been born with a silver spoon in your mouth, but you'll always have one. So I do. I always have my silver spoon. But I come from literal sharecroppers. My parents adopted me at the age of 6 months, and they were older, and they were literally sharecroppers. They were born in 1920 and 1924. My great grandmother, who I knew, lived to 117. She was in Guinness books all over the place, but
Wow.
she remembered her parents being taken to slavery.
Wow.
It's like it just, taken away, because legally slavery was over, but taken away. And she remembered that. So having that knowledge, sitting at that table, with people. My mother grew up in a one-room shack in Arkansas with 7 brothers and sisters. It's an entirely different world. So when I get around anyone, I think about my pets, and I used to see my girl building pyramids out of sand in my bedroom in my kiddie pool. He said, I know everybody marches to a different drummer, but exactly what band plays in your head? Because I'm always creating and I'm always thinking. And I used to think, well, that's what makes me a misfit. And then I realized it's okay to be a misfit. There are more misfits on this planet than they are the cool kids. And most of the misfits are to make everything cool for the cool kids. So I have to keep it real. I really do. And that's what makes it so much fun for me.
Oh, Tigo, I am so excited that you actually, because here I am, Dr. Patricia Joe Grover, with my PhD in entrepreneurology, but you are in the process. You are attending the International
I
University to get
am.
your
I
PhD. And
I
and I
am.
love it. I love it because again, it's taking from your knowledge and experience and your imagination, and because everything in this world, things that we want to see change, we need that creativity that you have to be able to create a better world, right? A better world, and for everyone. So again, I am so excited to have you um, going to be an alumni with me.
It's cross somebody say I like their friend, but he was a sharecropper. They got to go to school a couple of months out of the year. My mom had an eighth grade education, but she didn't get that until she was 16, living in Chicago after they moved out of the South. And then to turn around and get a PhD and earn a PhD, at almost 61 years old, it's pretty neat. I believe I'll be the first one with a PhD on either side, my dad or my mom's side of the family in my generation. Now, mind you, the generation after us, we have doctors and lawyers and Indian chiefs. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? We have a little bit of everybody, the generation after us, because we were pushing like heck to get out there, do your thing. But in my generation, we were the first ones to graduate high school.
Right.
And now this PhD thing, I want to put it on my wall like yours on my wall, on your wall, and I'm going to stare at it and go, whoa, wait a second, hold up, that actually happened. You know?
Yeah. Well, again, creating leaders who create leaders. That's where it is. That's where the cycle gets broken, because there's been so many leaders out there that just want to control everything and lead everyone and not create leaders. They want to keep the sheep following them.
Right.
And that's not how our future will evolve as a world, as a country, to make positive changes. So, oh, so exciting to have you amongst us. But I got to get to our interview questions I
Okay, let's
have
go.
for you. Oh my goodness.
Let's go.
Okay, so Chico, you've been breaking boundaries in the media and entertainment for years. You've been doing this for years. So what was the spark, that very first moment that you knew that this was your path?
You want the real story or the story we put out in the public? The real story is I decided to create this magazine called Black Insight Magazine, the world first all digital interactive magazine for African Americans. Mind you, I didn't do that because I'm African American. I did it because at the time in 2004, we did research and realized that African Americans were the slowest going on the internet at the time. So we figured if we did it and did it wrong, nobody'd ever see it. It would be fine, no problem. So, but what ended up happening is what happened when I was a kid. See, when I was a kid, the phones had the cables, kids know nothing about this, mounted on the wall. Dr. Patty, you know what I'm saying,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Long cable,
Oh,
you
yes.
wrap it around your whole house. You're still talking, right? This thing is a mile long. And when Black people were on TV, my mother would call everybody, girl, turn on channel 2, Black people on TV. And that's what happened with Black Insight Magazine. It was like African Americans all over the country and all over the world started telling people, oh my goodness, they have a talk show in here. They have the Whispers in here, Smokey Robinson, blah, 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 blah. And they just started sharing the word. Well, we ended up going to 1.8 million subscribers in less than 2 years. And I went to a Christmas party, a holiday seasonal mixer in December of 2004. Back then, I'm not a networking person still. I have to force myself into building. Put me in front of thousands of people, I'm great. One-on-one, I'm great. 20, 30 people with a glass in their hand wanting to talk small talk. Whew, scary. But I went to a cocktail party. My mentor, Lillian, who has since passed away, drugged me there. And she was like, you're going to talk to people. Okay. And this lady came up and said, what do you do? And I said, nothing. And she said, no, really, what do you do? So I told her, and she said, wait. And she ran across the room and grabbed this woman named Anna Maria Davis. And she was literally trying to eat a piece of chicken and drug her across the room and said, tell her what you said. And I said it again. And she said, oh my goodness. Anna Maria said, oh my goodness, honey, you're a producer. I said, no, I'm a tech geek with a magazine. And she said, oh, I like you. Well, Anna Maria did Fools Rush In with Matthew Perry and Selma Hayek. That was her first big project. And it was actually written by her. And it was actually about her story, meeting her husband. He was not a casino builder. He was an agent in Hollywood. But she did meet him in Mexico. The story is so cool when you sit down. And one day you'll get to meet her because she'll be at the Now again. And you'll get to meet her and she'll tell that story again. But she was like, let me show you. And for a year, I was blessed. Over a year, every time she went to LA, sometimes twice a month, she took me with her, and she took me to some of the coolest hangouts and put me on sets of multi-million-dollar films and said, sit, stay. And I got to just watch. Took me to lunch with Grammy and Tony and Emmy award-winning, Oscar award-winning writers, that I got to just sit there and ask them, well, what do you want to know? And I went, oh my goodness. And she said, this is what you do. This is who you are. And I'm like, oh. So then I wanted to know more about it. I wanted to start filming and doing talk shows. And now, long story long, we've got an award-winning short right now that's traveling around to all these film festivals called Yellowbird. We've got a Christmas movie going into production this year for next year's season, holiday season. We've got 7 projects that are filmed coming up. We own a television network that's launching, with Squirrel Vision, and you're on it with Domino Effect and other projects and things that we're doing. And it literally started by this woman grabbing Anna Maria as she tried to eat a piece of chicken and telling me to tell her what it is I did, because I probably would be doing the next great, app or something, because I love app development, website development. That's my middle of the night. You can't see it in this room, but I've got three very large, the largest Macs you can have, lined up around me. And I'll just come up here and I'm in seventh heaven. All the
And
walls are
geek
blacked
out,
out
right?
for the
Geek out.
studio. Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
like, it's dark. I got one light and I'm just creating my masterpieces. So that's probably what I would have been doing if Anna Maria hadn't taken the time to give me literally life lesson, years of lessons in a year of her life, and I'll forever ever be grateful to her. And now we're working on other projects like building a full class A studio here in Las Vegas. So lots of stuff still coming.
Oh, amazing, amazing. I just have so many awe dropping, and jaw dropping things of listening to the experience that you gained and how you gained it. And again, this is all that relationship building. This is all social and talking about with having your PhD, you can have your PhD. And most people, I want to help people understand that you can have your PhD, which is your professional higher doctorate, but it can be, and you can focus it on the industry that you're in. So
Yeah, yeah,
Tigo can have her PhD in film
yeah,
in
yeah, yeah.
India. So the cool specialize this.
Absolutely.
Tigo, you've been awarded the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award, and
Oh, wait, wait,
for,
wait.
for
Hold on, hold
service.
on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Uh-huh.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I don't know some people that have gotten for because now people, they act for them. So, and how do you feel to be recognized for not just what you do in the media, but also your impact, your viewers get all this. What about?
Yeah. I was raised Southern Baptist, and if you're from the South, even if you're not from the South, if you're from the Midwest, I don't know a whole lot of Southern Baptists like from California, but it from one service is what you do. So this house, that's the way I was raised as a kid. You know, so I would go and want to charge the neighbor, $5 to mow their lawn or grass snow, and charge a cost because they would do it. But yeah, okay, I help him. My kids now say that service is my love language, and that's the trend. My kids are all love language. Like, what are you talking? But they are my love language, and it's true. I have coaches, Coach Whittingham, who literally is my wealth coach, reminding me I'm supposed to charge for things. I don't. We did her for the League of Women Voters. I've been administrative director for CARA, Chicago Area Runners Association. I've worked with nonprofits all over the place. It's just part of what I do. And one of my mentors, Lillian McMorris, it was absolutely in her blood. We honored her as well posthumously as Presidential Lifetime. It was in her blood, and we would charge for 1 out of 5 of the projects we did, because this is what we have to do to help Las Vegas. Yeah,
Uh,
service.
Again, this is so amazing. I hope the viewers and listeners, are letting this sink in, because the impact that this can have in people that are doing these phenomenal things. That's what makes this country great, right? Those
Absolutely.
things. So we need
Absolutely.
we need to take just a moment to hear of the University of Entrepreneurology. So we'll be
Can we
back.
hold for just 10 seconds?
Yes.
Because I want to tell some people out there, there's so many people to get college degrees, all the way to doctorate, right? And they end up working a job that they could have done before school, and they just have all these student loans. And it's because they can't get a job in what they got their degree in. And the reason they can't is because they learn theory of that job in college. They don't have any working experience. But the way I got in a lot over the years has been to volunteer. So if you have a degree and you want to work as a museum, person, or you want to work in sociology, go volunteer at a clinic. Guess what that is? Experience, and then you can take that and go get a job in your field. But people don't want to work for free in your field for a few months, or you're going to work for somebody else doing a job you could have done before the student loans. Okay, I'm done.
Yes. And I'll caveat with this is that there are so many people that just thought, hey, it's expected of me to go to college and to do whatever, get the degree and all these things. The thing is, many people have gotten themselves into $250,000 in student debt
Or more.
or more, and then they get out and can't find a job in the career that they were getting the education in, or they have it for less than a year and find out that they hate it.
Yes.
There's many different options of what you can do. So check out the IUE, and here's a commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Entrepreneurology is relatively a new field of study that focuses on entrepreneurship as a discipline. It encompasses various aspects of entrepreneurship such as business strategy, innovation, creativity, risk management, leadership, and more. The primary goal of entrepreneurology is to equip entrepreneurs with the skills and knowledge needed to successfully start, grow, and sustain a business venture in today's dynamic and competitive business environment. Entrepreneurology is a discipline that seeks to understand the art and science of entrepreneurship with the aim of providing entrepreneurs with the tools and knowledge they need to build successful businesses. Don't settle for traditional academic programs that don't recognize your real-world experiences and potential for success. Join the education revolution in entrepreneurship today with IUE.
And we're back. Oh, if you're just joining us, I'm Dr. Patricia Jo Grover. This is the Rise Above Show. And today my guest is Theresa Goss Tigo, soon to be Dr. Theresa Goss, and with a PhD in entrepreneurology from the IUE. Oh my goodness. There is just so much that is out there for people, and just knowing that you can have your PhD in your genius, right? In the space that you have all that experience and knowledge. Because
Yeah,
Tigo,
that's awesome.
with you, there's so much that you have learned that you can pass on and train people specifically in that to become that specialist in that field.
Absolutely. I've been doing it for years. I mean, I taught programming when I was full-time programmer. I've been teaching people how to be on camera and how to build. We're going to drop a course here in a few weeks that's going to, teach you how to turn your home into a real studio without breaking your bank. And basically having Tigo be your director without actually being there. So we're doing that. We're going to do it as a free challenge or something, so the members can understand and have a good time with it. So there's so much that you can do. And for me, I'm going to do this PhD in media because heck, that's what I do. And I've been doing it for 21 years now. I went from producer to director to host. I've been hosting now since January of 2000. We're over 700 episodes in right now with Expert Talk. And I can't tell you how much fun I'm having, but I produced over 15 talk shows over the years. So It's like this is what I do, and I've got a new book dropping next year. I've been yelled at by Wendy Cunningham Barnes that it's time to get my book out, and I'm like, okay, it's just sitting over there. It needs tweaking, and then I'll get it out. So, because I want to show people how they can bootstrap to millions. People call me the shoestring millionaire because, yeah, I've figured out how to bootstrap to millions many times. And my goal is to help 100 people become millionaires in my lifetime. I've helped 9 so far. So I've got, 91 more to go. And with this PhD program
Yes.
and everything that's going on with entrepreneurology, I'm sure it will help me hit my major bucket list goal of helping 100 people become millionaires.
Oh, again, I hope our viewers and listeners are picking up on these things and start asking questions, because the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. So start allowing yourself to have some pretty big, bold, bodacious dreams and goals.
Absolutely.
Oh, goodness. Okay, so back to some questions, Tigo. So the Now Honors. I just came back from the Now Honors and the Power of Pink Summit, where I was a speaker for that. But the Now Honors, the network of outstanding women. It was such a
Absolutely.
powerful event. It was mind blowing, even more so than any International Women's Day event that I have ever been to. So I want to give you kudos on that. It was so
Oh,
powerful.
thank you.
It uplifts and celebrates women. So what inspired you to create it? And how will this amazing event connect to the Power of Pink and now? Because I want people to realize the Power of Pink isn't just the color. It's just the movement of women
It's a
making an
movement.
impact.
Absolutely. Absolutely. When people call me and say, what color pink do I need to wear? It's a movement. I don't care if you wear pink or not. The Network of Outstanding Women is a spin from my mom. My mom, back in 2005, before she had her stroke, she said, you got to do something for women. And I said, what? And she was like, I don't know, figure it out. And I said, why? And she said, because you've been in the military, you've been in tech, you work with a lot of men, and women don't at that time, and still some are not that comfortable in that environment. And she's like, you got to do something to help them step out. You have the voice, you should do it. And I thought my mother had completely lost it. And then in 2019, I went to an award show here in Vegas at a Holiday Inn out in the suburbs. And they came, there was a women's event, and it was in the back room, the little room where like 20, 30 people could come in. You do that for a network marketing video on Tuesday night. It was back there, and they had like day old coffee and old Danish, and they gave out these little tin awards that look like bowling trophies. And the women are women. We are so happy. We're just taking the pictures and everything.
The
I think that
Happy
thing's
Meal
gonna be in
toy.
yeah. It's like that's gonna be in a drawer, or Junior's gonna get it as a toy. One of the things is gonna happen. And I thought, oh my goodness, that's what we need to do. We need to really, on a grand scale, honor women, as the queens that they are, and the power moves that they're making. And I wanted to bring together the most impactful, just synergistic power. You want to feel this power in the parking lot, when you get there.
And you do. At these events, you do. I'm serious. You feel it.
And it doesn't matter if you're just starting out and you're 20 something. We had kids there this year, It doesn't matter if we're just starting out and you're 20 something, or if you're 60, 70 years old and you're in your second and third, career. Our rising star next year is my sister friend, Sherry Armstrong. Sherry Armstrong built a multi-million-dollar business for her family, with her family, for over 30, 40 years. Now her son is running it. And now she's starting her coaching and her staging and next generation. She's a rising star on her own, and we're honoring her next year. But that's what it's about. And then I wanted the award to just be outright embarrassing. When they, they talk about getting stopped at customs, trying to get on a plane and Yes,
Yes.
this award is a foot high and 8.5 pounds. I warn you guys to bring an extra suitcase and be prepared to either bring somebody who can carry it, or it's going to be heavy. It's an eternal flame. It's a crystal glass eternal flame. It's semi-custom made. And that thing has been, I keep asking people, where's your now? And it's been on the Today Show. It's been on Good Morning America. It's been in the background, for the LA Chimes. It's been in the background for USA Today. And all the shows. I watch things and it's sitting on the shelves and they're doing interviews with, that's amazing to me. We've built a family and that's what it's called. It's the Now family, and the Now community. We just opened the community up and now we're building memberships and all that good stuff. Let's go. And now it's about to have a sister brother sibling.
Now for life, baby.
Yeah, Now for life. And now it's going to have a spinoff because, I've had grown men who have 6, 7, 8 figures in their bank accounts crying because they can't get a Now. It's called the Network of Outstanding Women. Y'all can come and hang out, but women own the stage, and who, so now we have the Trailblazers coming, the Squirrel Vision Trailblazers. I've been interviewing Trailblazers on my show for 4 years, almost 5 years, over 700 interviews of some of the most powerful people on the planet. So we're going to start having an event every March 20th to 22nd next year for the first ever Trailblazers, and it has its own summit, the Star Makers Summit. It is literally the spinoff of Now Honors and Power of Pink. We bring in 20 plus amazing speakers such as yourself, come in and take that stage and just blow it apart for 2 days. And then we do a roundtable discussion on the third day where we don't even film it. You don't need makeup or, you can wear your holy shoes if you want, because it's all about come and share, and wherever the conversation goes, it goes. And it's just amazing how much heart you feel in that room. When you walk out of there, it almost feels like you could take off like Superman. It's amazing. And now we're doing it again in March. So every March and October, every 6 months, we'll have these awards. And I can't wait. I just love the faces and love what we're doing. It's fun. It's
amazing. I can't say enough about it again. Like I said about the Now Honors and the Power of Pink being there. Just the energy, and again, these were all women. So just thinking about this, not one situation where pettiness of this or that with that many women and that many powerful women in one place. So
absolutely not allowed.
Phenomenal.
Absolutely not allowed. I don't care how much money you have in your pocket. The first year we did this live, we had a billionaire come in late. And she was like, "Where do I sit?" And I said, "Hey, who has an empty seat?" And they raised their hand. They're all at the top of the house. She says, "Tigo, do you know who I am?" I said, "Do you know who we are? Welcome to the family. You got 2 choices. Walk up to the top of the house or have a great day, because I'm not making anybody move. Sorry." And at the end of the event, she came to me and said, "Best experience I've ever had in my life. I would never change a thing." We don't do name tags. We took that from Secret Knock. Greg Reed, one of my mentors and friends. He's like, if you want to know, what somebody does or who they are, go over there and talk to them. You don't need a name tag that says, "Hello, my name is." And I went, oh my goodness, that makes sense. And it makes people get out of their comfort zone. And you know how the ladies are. You do it too. Somebody goes walking by, you're like, "Hey, where you going?" "Well, what's happening?" "Well, what do you do?"
Yeah.
That doesn't happen at other events.
Right.
You can't be a wallflower at the Power of Pink and the Now Honors. The movement is real.
Exactly.
The movement is real.
Oh.
And when the ladies come in and teach this to the guys at Trailblazers, that are going to come in and think they're Mr. VIP. Yeah, not here, buddy. You're the little brother. Have a seat.
I love it. Oh my goodness. Oh, so Tigo, geez, you've been a trailblazer, okay? And we just talked about this, but you've been a trailblazer yourself. But with the upcoming, the SV, so I'll let you explain that, but the SV Trailblazer Award and the Star Maker Summit, you're expanding upon your vision even further. So what do you hope people will take away from this event? And what legacy do you want to leave behind with this?
Absolutely, without a doubt, I want people to walk in that room and get the exact same feeling they get from the Now and the Power of Pink. It isn't a power struggle. We don't care how much you spend on your shoes or what car is in the parking lot. I could care less. We're honoring you because you're doing what you do. I mean, Baron Sir Alex Stern is being honored as our pioneer. Here's the man who created Constant Contact, that is, as a result, has made hundreds, if not thousands, of millionaires. You will be standing on that stage, but guess what else he'll be doing? He'll be hanging out with us at the fun night, rolling up his sleeves, eating hamburgers. Larry Namer created E-Television Network, created it. And now he's going to be there as our visionary. Hillary DeCesar, who we honored for the Now Honors, is the first female from the Now Honors, along with Peggy McCall, that's also going to be honored as a trailblazer. Peggy McCall was our Woman of the Year in 2021 when we did this virtually. And she knew me from no one and said, absolutely, if I can support you, I hear amazing things about you. She didn't know me from anyone, but I can call her at any time and she'll come. Virtually or in person, she'll be there. So she's coming in and we're going to honor her. Hillary DeCesar, multi-millionaire, was the secret millionaire on the show on ABC, just helping you relaunch your entire life, loves working with women. Yeah, we're bringing her over and she's getting her first trailblazer as well. And this award is bigger. It's an inch bigger. It's 13 inches high and it's a pound lighter. It's 7.5 pounds and it's crystal wings. Ooh. It is absolutely amazing. You guys got to see it at the Now. If you were at the event, it was sitting there on the table. And you asked me about the legacy of it all. I want it to be like the Grammys, the Oscars, both of them. That's what I want for us, motivation, inspiration, thought leaders. What I call our MITs, right? Motivation, inspiration, thought leaders.
Okay, let's slow this down. I want our viewers and listeners to realize, again, here Tigo is giving people awards for being amazing human beings. So
absolutely.
And let's slow down what the MIT is.
Motivation, inspiration, thought leaders.
Motivation, inspiration, and thought leaders.
That's
because
it.
Those are what are driving
absolutely
the world.
Absolutely. It's like, and we don't get to honor these people that often, and people don't realize that whoever won the Oscar for Best Actor, I can guarantee you as a coach, that gets him out of his comfort zone and gets him in the right mindset. And you don't hear about those people. These are, as I love to say, these are my misfit family, that we are generating the synergy that's pushing the current election, that's pushing the VIPs and the C-suites. We're the ones sitting in the back helping you get there, standing on the stages telling you can do it. And for the most part, there really isn't anything that's honoring in that way that doesn't cost you. You can buy awards all over the country, all over the world. You don't buy these.
Right.
These are heart given. The only catch that we ever have, you buy your ticket to attend and you got to be there. I'm not going to stand on the stage and go, the part of da 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 is played by. No. You got to be there to pick up your award. That's it. That's what it's about. And it's about, what do I hope for it? 100 years from now, 50 years from now, I want somebody to say, who started the Now? Who started SV's Trailblazers? I don't know. Yeah, I don't either. It's been around forever. That's what I hope for. That's what I want. I want it to be one of those things that's a staple. That's a staple. Oh, no, every first week of October, I'm in Las Vegas, or wherever we're having it, I'm at the Now. Every third or fourth week, whatever the 20-something is, of March, I'm in Las Vegas. I'm wherever it is. I'm at the Trailblazer.
And
it's
right,
just
and that it's growing and growing, the amount of people attending this, because it is
absolutely
it becomes as prestigious as almost as winning the Nobel Peace Prize, right?
That's the idea. Exactly. And now we have now community members and we have now community partners. And for the community partners, we're doing special things before the event, after event, for the partners to be with the VIPs that are coming in and be able to spend time, because you really don't have time. You can testify to this. The minute the doors open, I mean, we put 20-something people on stage in less than 10 hours over 2 days. It is fast. right? We don't get you. You're not sitting there for 2 hours listening to somebody tell their dissertation. It's 15 minutes. They're in and out. Panels for 20, 25 minutes, in and out. And you're learning so much. But then you want to go and talk to the Larry Namers. You want to go talk to Marie Diamond. Yeah, by the way, we honored Marie Diamond this year as our Woman of the Year from The Secret. It was awesome. She even changed her flight to stay a little longer. I was so excited.
I got
But,
to hang out with her and she gave me her cell number.
see, that's what it's about. You got to have those times. So now we're going to start doing events around the events for the partners and stuff. So they have that time to be able to just hang out, let their hair down, and ask somebody who's done this journey, blaze that trail. How did you do that? And what's neat, what I find is neat, if when they're not on stage, when they're not in public, they'll tell you anything you want to know. And that's what's great about the now and the power of pink. You go and ask somebody in the hallway, you go ask, Dr. Patty, how do you do your show? How do you become an author? How do I get my PhD? She's not going to tell you to go buy her book or sign up for her course next month. You know, she's going to stand there and say, hey, well, sit with us at dinner or come over here and have a seat. And they share that knowledge. That's priceless.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
what this whole thing is about. That is priceless.
And it is. This is something so powerful that you're creating. So back to you being a trailblazer, and again, Tigo, really, you are. This is something you are blazing the trail. So you there has to be some kind of thing. Again, I want to get you acknowledged for all that you do. But you've been a trailblazer. So what's next? What's the next big dream or goal? What's that big bodacious dream or goal for Tigo?
Well, after Trailblazers launches, and Trailblazer it says SV because our television network that's launching in December is called Squirrel Vision Television. So SV, and it's got a little acorn in the logo for Trailblazer. SV Trailblazer. What are you reaching to? Oh, the little big
Squirrel
squirrel.
vision.
That is me. We're doing this amazing network called Squirrel Vision, and it's launching in December. So that's the next big thing before the first Trailblazers. And then we've got the global tour coming, where we're doing 7 cities and 8 events. We're doing Vegas twice because the guys can't be on stage for the now, even if they're part of the global tour. Y'all can come, but the women still own that stage. I'm so sorry. So we're doing that, Las Vegas, Atlanta, Chicago, Paris, London, Sydney, Australia, Manila, Philippines. It's going to be amazing. It launches in Chicago May 2nd and 3rd, and it wraps in Las Vegas for the now. For 2025, it wraps in Las Vegas at the now, the 4th, 2nd through the 4th. But then because we have to give the guys a chance to be on stage and be part of the global tour, we're going to extend it into next year's 2026's SV Trailblazers so they can get their shot to be on stage in Las Vegas. Because like I said, I love them. They're my brothers. But the stage belongs to us for the now.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And so I'm so excited contemplating touring to all these different places and speaking on all these stages. But I want to something else I want to bring up that you didn't mention, and I'm so excited and honored to be
Domino,
a cast member of the Domino Effect. So can you share with everybody how that came about and what your plan is for the Domino Effect and what it's all about? Again, I'm honored to be a cast member. So
I'm honored to have you be a cast member. But what people don't realize is you are not just a cast member. You jumped on a plane because you're on the other end of the country. I've got people that did it virtually and they're in Arizona. Okay. You jumped on a plane and said, no, I want to be in the studio. I am coming. And you came into the studio and did your interview. I can't tell you how much I feel honored and blessed that you did that, because that meant you trusted, the process, trusted me, and trusted what the project was, and came in and shared some things that I don't think you share very often that were personal to you. And I want to thank you so much for that because I keep my personal stories very close to my heart. And when you asked earlier about a phrase or a saying, I have never told that saying or that phrase and talked about my parents like that on an interview. And you keep it close because people want to pass judgment. And I'm still from the south side of Chicago. Don't talk about my parents. So, you keep it very close. And I want to thank you for that. But the domino effect, I have been producing and directing documentaries. We're just about finished with one with Donna Melinda Boyer, Beyond Reflection. And, we did the Beyond Mastermind series with them as well and other things. And the one thing that I noticed is that, and it's a production nightmare, I'm just going to say it. When you create a documentary, you do a 15 or 20-minute interview, but only 3 to 5 to 6 minutes of that end up in the actual physical film. You might show the interview later online or do something with it, but it really doesn't show in the film. And the main reason for that is, like I said, it's a production nightmare. But then on top of that, the cost to have individual interviews and create a series is you're basically creating 24 movies, that you have to do. And we decided we're a production company. We have our own television network. Why can't we do it? So we decided we were going to not make it a documentary, but make it a docu-series so that you did a 30-minute interview and I can guarantee you at least 24 minutes of that 30 minutes will be in your physical episode for your series. And that's what we want. We want people to be able to get the full message, not just the highlights. I know we have to do that for time restraints, but let's get it out there. And then the domino effect came from the fact that, like I was talking about Anna Maria, Lillian, George Carson, he is the grandfather of online radio. He pretty much started it and took me under his wings and taught me radio. I've been blessed to have amazing people, and these were dominoes in my life. One turn, then another, and it brought me to this space. That's a fork in the road, as my grandfather used to say. So that's when we talk about the domino effect. We talk about a little bit of your history, a little bit about where you're going, but we also talk about that domino, that fork in the road that changed the trajectory of your life, that got you where you are today. And the point of it all is, I've felt like I'm an only child, quote unquote, adopted an only child, lots of brothers and sisters in my life, but I was adopted as an only child when I was a kid. And, I felt like I was the only one. My parents were 9-to-5ers. They worked hard every day. This entrepreneur thing was insane to them. What do you mean? Go join a union and get insurance and days off. No, Dad, that's just not me. And I want people to be able to watch this, that I know there are going to be people that are going to watch your episode and they've just gone through what you went through, or they're going through it today and she's talking to me. She's talking to me, and they'll sit there and watch that 2, 3, 4 times because nobody else understands that journey but you. And that's what it's about. It's 24 different people sharing their amazing journeys, throughout their lives, including Laurel Lagmeyer. She's in there, she's in there. It's like Donna Melinda Boyer are in there. It's like, these are the amazing journeys you want to know about because nobody came out of a box like this. I wasn't born Tigo. I don't even know what name I was given when I was born. I was adopted. It's like, I have no idea, but I've had amazing people be in my journey and me be able to say, how do I get there? What do I do? I was blessed to have those people. Most don't. Right. And I'm hoping that the series, because this is the first season, we're already working on season 2. So I'm hoping that the series of Domino Effect will share stories that will help people get out of their own way, get past that little bitty baby word they give way too much power to called fear, and just go get them. That's what the new book is about too. You don't have to be a millionaire to get to millions. It's better. It's easier, but you can bootstrap your way there, on pennies. I've done it twice. on pennies. That's why I'm the shoestring millionaire, and I'm going to show you how. I'm going to show you how. That's what it's
Yes.
about.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Yes, the domino effect. So, and that is going to be the domino effect. The first season series is going to be launching when Squirrel Vision.
December 7th. So we'll make sure you have graphics and links and all that kind of good stuff. And you'll be able to go and watch it and check it out on different platforms. We're gonna do, trials and a fast channel and all that kind of stuff. So you'll be able to watch it. It'll have commercials in it, but you won't have to pay for it. We really want to get the message out there and share that. It's going to be amazing, and I can't wait to hear the stories from people that watch the domino effect and go, man, this changed my life, because I know it's coming. I
Exactly.
know it
Well,
is.
so hence the everything is rise above with Patricia Joe Grover, because we rise above the challenges and adversity that life bring our way. And that's what it's all about, Tigo. That's what my whole platform is all about, and sharing that with the world. I think is just so powerful.
Before you let me out of here, because I know that rhythm, that means we're over time.
Yeah.
I'm a producer. So before you let me out of here, I want to take the opportunity to just tell you how proud I am of you. You are killing it. And you could just sit at home, or at your other home with your feet in the water and fishing and enjoying your life. You got your family, you got your grandchildren, you could just be kicking back, having a good old time. But first through the door, Dr. Patty, last to leave, Dr. Patty. If she can help you, she's calling, and I mean calling, not waiting for you to call her. Hey, I had a thought, or hey, I haven't heard from you in a while. You okay over there? Very proud of you.
Oh, thank you so very much. It is an honor. And again, in media, I'm going to you. You're my person, my go-to person for
Coming over.
anything media. Oh,
You come over. We'll always be sharing savings.
thank you, thank
It's
you.
gonna change the world, man. It's gonna, because you gotta have people that are real people. People don't realize that a lot of the public leaders you see out there, they have a team that is just structuring every word that comes out of their mouth. You got to have people that have lived it, got the scars from it, and can tell you how to avoid that pothole. If you listen, all you got to do is listen. What took me 30 years, what took you 20 or 30 years to learn, you can learn in 3 days if you just came and hung out at the Power Pink. You know, it's like, come and jump over these potholes, these barriers, because we're already on the other side. We'll be glad to drop you a rope and help you get over the wall. It's pretty easy once you got somebody helping you. And that's what all this is all about. I can make money just programming and creating amazing things in my little lair here, and never see another human. I do have days like that. But I also know that that's not what I was put here for,
No, exactly. And
and
that's
I got to get out there.
right. And that's just me. I choose to live my life PJG style, which is purposefully, joyfully, and gratefully. And
Absolutely.
that's what it's all about. So Tigo, where can everybody find out more about you? So I've had it underneath us the whole time, but can you tell everybody what your website is?
Pretty simple. Everybody calls me Tigo, TGO. So it's Tigo at Tigo.fm. Frank Mary, not .com. Tigo at Tigo.fm. Reach out. If you need me to come speak at your event, I'm there. If you want more information about our stuff, call me. If you're an actor and you want to be in a movie, hit me up. We have a little bit of everything going on.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. And for everyone that's our viewers and listeners, I have a gift for everyone. If you text the word growth, GROWTH, to 26786. And if you're in outside the continental US, if you text the same growth to 1-866-926-4020, you'll have texts come to me a journaling prompts for the next 30 days. So they're in-depth, introspective questions to help you get to know yourself better and help you along your entrepreneurial journey. So we have a little video for you on the way out. But again, thanks for joining me today, Tigo.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. Anytime. You call, I'm coming.
I'm so glad you joined us for today's episode of the Rise Above Show. Life really isn't a problem to be solved, as it is a mystery to be lived. And we need to learn to live it to its fullest potential, living outside the box, not putting ourselves in that box or allowing other people to put us in there and keep us in there. There is no such thing as a box. Find out more at patriciajogrover.com. And I have a gift for you. If you text the word growth, GROWTH, to 26786. And if you're outside the continental US, text to 1-866-926-4020. Until next time, rise above the challenges that life bring your way and have a